Hi, I'm James and welcome to a short introduction on tactics. This will be the first hopefully of many. We're going to look today at infantry movement. Now, infantry moving, most people have seen it on TV, which is a problem. Most films get this appallingly wrong. Everybody runs forward and gets shot. There's no unit organisation or so on. There are very few films that give a realistic picture. So this is just to counteract Hollywood, I suppose. Now, what we have, I'm just going to demonstrate with two platoons of VDV, which are the Russian airborne. This is a setting I'm using based on two things. It's the Twilight 2000 RDF sourcebook by Frank Fry, but I'm also using it with a game based around Sword Point by Harold Coyle, one of the better fiction writers from the 1980s. Now, with this, you can see that the Russians aren't in a straight line. Now, the two platoons divide there. What I have on the far side is what we call two up. So there are two sections forward, one at the back. And on this side, we've got one up, one forward, two at the back, and we've got a command figure there as well. Now, when these move, they use fire and movement. Yeah. If you think how you walk, you have 2 feet on the ground. One goes forward, the other stays on the ground. And this works the same way. And it even works within the section, in the subsections, where you have a fire team will hold in place, the other fire team will move forward. So what will happen, these will move up, and then that section is now free to move. Now in this case, we've got open ground ahead of us. So what we're going to do is use a slightly different approach, in that we're going to move all of these up there into cover. I know they're in a straight line, but they're following the linear feature. And we're now going to use the fire and movement principle, keeping this whole platoon in place while this platoon moves up. So we move the first platoon up, first section up, move the second section up. And then we've got our rear section, they'll follow on that side. No particular reason, I could have gone either way there. Now, they're in a nice fire position. However, we don't know where the enemy are within the village. I've put them on just for representation's sake. So we're going to form a Firebase now. So I'm going to move that one round to the flank. That now is in a position to engage that building, as is this one. So we could now move that unit forward to there. They are now in a better position to engage that one. So we now have 3 able to engage. At this point, we decide we're going to put the attack in, and we're going to go flanking. We're going to move up to there. And then they can come across and assault the building if there's anybody in there, covered by these two. So that works fairly well. You can see there how we've used the fire and movement to keep moving forward, keeping cover as we do it. So I'll move those back for the minute. Let's decide instead that we think there's a high concentration of enemy there, so we're going to go firm there, and we're going to come down this side. Now, on this side, there is less cover, and loss of cover is always a problem. However, troops will carry something with them for use in making cover, which are smoke grenades, and we could lay a smoke grenade down that would give us cover to move forward. That's always an option. Depends on the rules you're using, how effective they are, and how often you can use them. So let's think what we're going to do here then. Let's use the same principle. We can move this section forward into what little cover there is there. We've still got the other two providing cover. If fire does come down from this building, we've got reduced fire from this side. Only these two can really put the fire in. So we might have to consider doing some movement up there. Always work on the principle of what if. If I came under fire from there, what would I do? One of the best ways to get your head around tactics, I learned when I was learning tactics as an instructor in the Army Cadet Force, is as you're walking around, look, if I came under fire from there, where would I go? What could I get my section to do? How would I move forward? So we've moved one section forward to there. Let's use the same principle. Let's move the next section forward. Not ideal, we've got them crammed into cover, and if area effect weapons are in use, that could be quite nasty. That is something you've got to consider. Now at this point we've got the rough ground here. Now depending on your rules, infantry may move fine through rough ground. If that's the case, we can move across, forward to there, ready to come flanking around this side. Now if I did come under fire from there, there's two options. I could either return fire with these and flank in from here, or what I could do is use these two to fire and then move around, if necessary, back and round, moving up to here, move across, and then put the assault in perpendicular. Now the beauty of coming around the side like this to go in is these can keep firing until your troops are roughly there. There's not the problem that you're going to shoot your own troops. If we tried it with these, as these move forward, they are now going to start blocking lines of fire very quickly. We could do it that way, there's no problem with that, but that would struggle if the infantry were firing from that end of the building. It would be doing no good. So ideally, the more we can flank around, the better. Flanking is always good. Taking straight up can work, but it can also result in an awful lot of casualties. So, quick summary then. Never move everybody at once. Some move, some cover. Not just the sections, but think platoons. Think who can provide covering fire for me. If I come under fire from there, how can I react? So let's consider it then. Tactical problem. You've come under fire from that building over onto these. We'll take these back to the hedge line. Now, we've got quite a good firepower on there. Everybody can fire. So we put the fire down very quickly, shift the enemy over to there, and we win the firefight. The enemy are keeping their heads down. It's very hard to kill them, but we can get them to keep their heads down. So we need to try and think about where we're going to put the assault in from. We can go right flanking here. The problem with that is if there is another enemy unit in here which is keeping quiet, as these start moving round, they are now coming under fire here. We're now bogged down. You need to attack at odds of 3 to 1. That's the accepted ratio for how many to attack with. So the problem we have now is we've got 2 firefights, and if there's any more enemy in support, we're going to struggle. So that's one option. The other option is we go left flanking. There is the possibility of coming under fire from that building, but there's probably less chance. Always think, what would I do if I was the enemy? That usually works quite well. So we'll assume we're going to move them forward to there, and then we put the assault in. That would work reasonably well. What we could do is bring them round and put the assault in that way. That's an option. We could even, particularly if we were concerned that there were enemy in that building, bring this entire platoon around. So we bring them round, at which point the commander is probably across here as well, taking charge. Bring this platoon right the way round. These start going firm. These come round, going firm, and then the assault comes in around again. That's a very good option because it puts overwhelming firepower down on that side. So that's how to very quickly attack. Hopefully you found that useful. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if it does look like it's useful, I will do some more episodes devoted to different types of tactics. See you soon.